Awesome work, my dude. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I got. He thought he was gonna be able to beat me on the ground, and I told MattieC that I was coming here to take no L's. And if you got a problem with that, 1-800, call my bluff, baby.
Ooh. You heard it here.
On this team, we fight for that itch. On this team, we tear ourselves and everyone else around us to pieces for that itch.
Coming in at 320 kilobytes per second, it's time for MattieC's Sports for you and me.
All right, everybody, MattieC Sports for you and me here. I got a great fighter out of California. He's got a good record right now. You're 4-1, Roberto?
Yes, sir. I'm 4-1.
All right, and flyweight Roberto Greenlight Hernandez. How you doing this evening? I know it's earlier for you over there, but
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Life's good right now. Like all these blessings that are coming my way, it was pending, and I'm just glad that it's finally coming in. Like my fighting, I'm winning my fights. I'm winning with like finishes. I got this other stuff going on, my side gigs going on, and it's just crazy to see. Like a year ago, I'm envisioning it, and now it's coming to fruition.
That's awesome, man. And to be living out your dream is like the best thing. It's good to hear. So you're in a little side thing with TLC, the channel, what's it called?
Yes.
I Love a Mama's Boy type of thing.
Yes.
So I pretty much basically get the story, and it's just TV. But how do you feel about like combining that with your life?
It's hard a little bit sometimes because it honestly it helps me out in a way as mentally, because in the show there's a lot of drama, and then to go out and film and all that takes away from my training time. But just like how I told Cage Warriors, like it helped me mentally prepare for fights, because when it's fight time, guys get nervous and they don't perform the way they should perform. But being around all that drama, by the time I got to fight time, it was like, man, this is a piece of pie. Like this is easy. Like this is easy as far as mental. This is easy. So it helped me out in a way.
And it's funny you say that because like shit, you're on a four fight winning streak right now.
Yeah.
So I think it might have a little help on your side, and so you haven't lost since 2017. That's pretty dope, man. Well, professionally wise, amateurs is different, but
yeah, and all my amateur fights, the ones that I did lose to, those guys were good guys. See, that's one thing I can honestly say right now. Currently, with the amateurs, is you got these great amateurs, great records, but they're all padded records. They're not really fighting the people they need to fight in order to get that experience. You're supposed to get that experience at an amateur level. So by the time you're in the pros, you already got the right formula, the right recipe in order to win in the pros. If you weren't, a good amateur or okay amateur. So the guys that I fought for, like they're fighting in the UFC right now. The one guy that I lost to, my first pro fight was the guy named Jesse Strader, and he's in the UFC right now. And I lost that fight, but I lost impressively. I almost knocked him out twice, in the middle of that. There was a bunch of drama show in the first round. I almost knocked him out. I was already celebrating in my head. Like I was like hitting him. I'm like, where am I gonna go eat right now? Like, how is it? What's some good food? But I wasn't thinking. Like I wasn't thinking in the moment, and he was still standing there. And I ended up losing. He ended up catching me with a nice left hook, and the ref came in. But even in the amateurs, this guy named Josh Wayne Kim, or not Josh, they're twin dragons, the Kim brothers.
Josh Wayne Kim, yeah.
Yeah, Josh Kim and John Kim. And those guys were good guys too. I feel like I won that fight. You know, I feel like I out-grappled him. He was striking, kicking my legs. And so even the fights that I lost were competitive, and it was just more of a mental thing. But now I already fixed my mental. I'm good. I'm ready.
And you really have showed yourself with you pretty much have good rapport with Cage Warriors. Like you guys like beyond tight. Like
yes,
I know some promotions like are a little different. You know the game. I mean, I'm here in the Northeast. I know the good ones, the bad ones, and you know it. Do you guys like connect in a good way? Like the promotion itself over there?
Yeah, how that came about, honestly, was my coach, Joe Stevenson. If you guys don't know, Joe Stevenson is an MMA legend, you know, well-respected amongst the people that I look up to, like Dominic Cruz, Anthony Pettis. They look up to him that way.
Yes.
So to see that he has so much connections, and he knew the owner of Cage Warriors, Boylan Graham, and Graham invited him to dinner. And my coach took me along, and I hit it off. I hit it off with Graham and his wife, and me and Joe is, you know, it's good, making him laugh. You know, it was he enjoyed it. So, and then we set my my schedule for the rest of the year, and so far I've been holding up my end of my bargain, and so that relationship is pretty good.
That's good, man. And, you know, you Cali boys out there are really getting into the UFC quick, just like the Northeast guys over here are going quick. Like everybody's coming in quick. Like there's so many new people coming into the limelight of the UFC that it's ridiculous. Like it's quickly rising. And I mean, in California, there has to be massive amounts of gyms out there, right? There's got to be a ton of them out there.
Like my coach said it best. He said, because right now the amateurs, we had some guys fight for the Pan Ams for the amateurs, and he said that the regional scene in California is way more difficult than basically the whole United States.
Oh yeah, because I would believe it.
So basically, the Pan Ams, you know, for amateurs and pros, like everything is the hotbed is right here in California. As far as technique-wise, skill-wise, and then obviously the East Coast, I would say the New Jersey area, the New York area, like there goes your guys's. But it's all like in those corners. Everything in the middle, you don't find a lot of guys. I don't know about Florida though. Florida, yeah, obviously the pro, you got, you know, ATT and all that. But those are in the pros. Mm-hmm. So like I'm in the hotbed of basically the next generation.
Yeah. And you know, with your gym and Joe Stevenson, I mean, you probably have, I mean, you guys have so much access out there to, you know, you take a walk and you're right in Vegas. You know, you go to New Mexico or Arizona, it's training heaven over there, you know. So like, have you branched out to like Vegas or anything like that to train or anything?
I never branched out to Vegas, but I did branch out to Greg Jackson's. Mm-hmm. I went over their invitation. They invited me. I got to train alongside Holly Holm, John Jones, Donald Cerrone back in 2017, back in when they were there, back when even Anthony Pettis, I even sparred with Anthony Pettis. He was right there with his Sergio Pettis at the time.
Yeah.
John Jones was getting ready to fight Daniel Cormier when he head kick. It was around that time. And honestly, it was a big sparring ground. I didn't like it. But one thing I could take out of that was I belong there. with the pros. I'm sparring with at this time I was an amateur. I started with Holly Holm. And she's kind of a mean, I wouldn't say she's not the preacher's daughter. You know, I don't want to speak bad on her, but she's not a nice lady. She's not the preacher's daughter. So I asked for a picture from her and she just straight ignored me. And that kind of rubbed the bad taste in my mouth. And after that, I was afraid to ask for pictures. So I didn't get to get a picture with John Jones, almost for all of these guys, Diego Sanchez, because of that one moment. So as far as gyms, yeah, just Greg Jackson. And I competed and I did well, you know, submitting people. I was just doing my thing over there. I mean, obviously, with Anthony Pettis, I can honestly say his striking was like on point. He was flick kicking me. Like I had my guard. He was barely hitting my. Yeah, Anthony Pettis is good, but he showed me where I was at as far as striking. So
it's good to learn from the greats with that stuff, man. I mean, that's a big thing. And you know, is there other like ways that you want to like improve your game? Like, I mean, what's some stuff you want to really improve on?
Like my last fight, I got kicked a lot on my I got kicked. He was getting me through some nice kicks. And as far as my striking wise is, I want to improve my kickboxing, Muay Thai game. But I just haven't found a coach that I respect enough to teach me. I learned from my boxing coach. He trained out of Wildcard. And he was an Armenian guy. You know, he showed me, I thought he was lying to me at first. I thought he was just like, he just wanted my money. And then he started showing me pictures on his Facebook. He was with Pacquiao. At the time, you know, he was a Provodnikov. He had Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. was there at the time. And I was just like, this guy really is a serious boxing coach. And I just got lucky that he landed on me.
Yeah, and then I respect that too, because you got a good trainer in boxing. That's a huge tool. And like you were saying, the greats right there. You're talking about Manny Pacquiao. You're talking about Junior. You're talking about Chavez, like legends in the boxing game.
Yes.
So he's in your crew. That's cool as shit, man.
So yeah, I learned my IQ. I learned how to set up all through my jab, you know, all through my jab, everything. I learned how to fight, gave me IQ, set me up. And I didn't even know that he taught me timing, how to time my punches. And little by little, I started incorporating that for my takedowns. I'm not a good wrestler. Like I can't take down D1 wrestlers in a wrestling match for nothing. But because of the skills he gave me in MMA, I could take down D1 wrestlers in MMA because of my timing. Like if you could learn how to slip a jab coming from boxers, then you could learn how to take people down. You know, you got a faster IQ, catch kicks. You could see things coming, and it helped me out so much, and it improved my MMA game. So D1 wrestlers looking at me like, where you learn your wrestling from? I'm like, Joe Stevenson, and they just can't believe it sometimes because I'm literally taking them down.
And my big question to you is, man, like, how do you like coincide this with like getting the time to do all this between, you know, being a dad, of course, and then being a husband, of course, and then, you know, the show?
It's hard. You know, it's very, very hard. And honestly, it takes an understanding wife and understanding my kids, my wife. You know, it's a routine and you got to get them accustomed to it. You know, I have to sometimes give up training time in order to keep my family happy.
Right.
Like you got to give up a little bit of your dreams just to keep these people happy and enough so you could come and go back to your dreams. So I just want to give thanks to my wife. She does it all, man. She's an amazing woman. She's behind me 100%. And she believes in me, sometimes even more than me. And it really is, you know, behind a strong man is a strong woman to help you, push you. And so she's full in, and that's how I find the time. Thanks to her, you know, she plays both roles sometimes. I think I gotta go train, and she understands. She's a fighter as well, so she understands what goes in on the whole
I was about to ask that question. Does she fight as well and train as well?
Yes, she fights as well. She trains as well. She's a blue belt under Joe Stevenson. And to be honest, she's the reason why I hired my boxing coach from Wildcard, because she was working with him first. And I was like, how do I get to this girl? How can I get to her? And it just, bing, I hired him. And then basically he saw our whole romance, but not knowing that this was going to be a big, important role in my life as my fighting style, I was going to, incorporate it. So, it'd be, we spar sometimes as well. We do jujitsu, a lot of jujitsu. I give her a lot of insight, and yeah, it's better to have her part of the sport, because if she wasn't into what I was into, then it would be very, very hard to have the MMA career and pursue that, chase my dreams.
Right. And that's the best thing. Like in my aspect, like I've done, like MMA is like my biggest thing on the show now. And like, I haven't met a mean, nasty person on any of my shows that are in the MMA business or boxing business. Like everybody's like, oh, he must be an asshole or something. Like random people would say that. And I'm like, honestly, MMA fighters are one of the nicest people. They probably let you sleep at their house if you really wanted to.
Yeah. I kind of want to say, like, we have like a hippie mindset, not like hippies, but like a hippie, like we're chill, we relax, majority of us. And then there's obviously the few that ruin it for everyone, that just.
Right.
But like my coach said, like, if a guy wanted to learn MMA to use it for bad, he's not going to stay at the gym for long. He's not.
That's true. Right. Absolutely.
So like, usually they get weeded out eventually, because they, they're not going to like them, getting beat up and all that stuff. So, and I feel like that's why it's like that.
And it's true, because like I really have never, even at shows that I'm like next Saturday is Cage Titans 54 here in Massachusetts. Got a bunch of fighters coming out and stuff like that, and none of them are disrespectful. Some of them I didn't even know. I come in there and they're like, oh, hey, how's it going? How's things with your family? I'm like, oh, I didn't know you knew me, but good luck with your fight, bro. Like that type of deal.
That's very true. That's very true. And then, sorry about that. My wife was, she wanted to come in the room. But,
no problem.
But yeah, what's the name? Like, I know that's how I got my green light, honestly. My coach, Joe Stevenson, like when you see guys that have this bad, like, they're new to the gym, or not just them, but, when we get famous UFC fighters coming down to they're going to Vegas, so they stop by my coach's gym, and and he gives me the green light. He's like, hey, Robert, there goes the green light, show him who you are, or beat this guy up, teach him some manners. And that's how the green light came to. And so that's where I got my nickname.
I like that nickname just because it's like, yep, I give you the green light to take care of his ass.
Yep.
So that is a good nickname. And I've heard of people that never had nicknames and they were like, well, we're going to give you one. So here you go. And they're like, okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. It's cool. You got an OG name like that, man. So with Cage Warriors and stuff, I know you got a good rapport with them. Would there be any type of way that you would, fight east, west, south, different countries?
No, I'm signed to them. They're managing me. Grand Boy, and I'm signed with them, and I don't think, I don't think I'll be fighting for any other promotion except for them until I get to the UFC. And I said it, hopefully, if I win my last fight, in a year, I'll get there. And we got I got 2 more fights left on this year, 2 more fights. And hopefully if all works out well, I continue to win by like March or February or July, I'll probably be, hopefully, fingers crossed, in the UFC.
Yeah. And, you fought in 3 months, 2 wins in 3 months.
Yeah, I'm trying to get the hat trick. You know, I'm trying to get a hat trick, 3 first-round finishes. I'm hoping for that, and yeah, we'll see what happens. But I'm glad I got to show layers of my game. Like I got a heel hook on one, and then I got a knock TKO on the other one.
Yeah.
So now it's just like I'm guessing Cage Warriors thought that, you know, the grappler, it was going to be a grappling match because they didn't see how good of my striking was. So they were hoping for, you know, us to just tangle up like tarantulas. But like, no, you're going to get these hands, bro. You're going to get these hands. I'm going to keep it up. So, yeah, that's what happened.
So, and you're planning on, are you planning on like 3 different, what'd you say? You want 3 more fights or 2?
For
the end of this year?
It depends, you know, whatever they want. If the UFC calls and there's like an injury, and then, you know, they looking at me and they hit up my manager, my management company, then I'm probably be in the UFC. But if not, then they're just building me until, you know, they can't, the Sean Shelby or whoever is the matchmakers can't deny my, you know, get me on. And then one thing I noticed about the UFC is they're getting rid of a lot of people. So it's constantly, the roster's changing with them.
Yeah, I've noticed that as well. And unfortunately, a couple of interviews, the guys have lost their contracts quickly.
Yeah. And I feel like it's because I don't want to be mean or anything, but like, you need to be exciting in and out the cage. You need to give the fans not drama, but like entertainment. Like, people just think nowadays, like, oh, you win your fight, cool, that's it. Like, no, it doesn't stop there. The entertainment has to continue from there. You got to keep yourself interesting in order for people to just buy into you, like buy into your product, whatever you're giving them. If it's just the fight, that we're a country that moves. We're fast paced. Like, we just like that the shooting that just happened. Like, we just forgot about it.
I know.
There in Buffalo. We forgot all about all these kids shooting. Now we're on to the next thing. Where Joe Biden just fell down off the bike and everyone's going crazy off that. And
I know.
It's just we just don't we don't focus on one thing for very long. So as fighters, we have to just keep on doing things to and if it's not you, then it's not you, bro. Sorry. You get cut.
So my final thing for you, Roberto, is besides the UFC, is there anything else you want to accomplish or anything you want to do besides fighting or anything? Is there another like life outside of the octagon you want to do?
Yeah, like basically what I want to do is I want to use UFC as the platform to create as much as assets as I can. Be a partnership for plumbing, partnership for building up houses, real estate, and just be partners there. Just give them the money so they can start their business up, and then I always get a percentage off of that. And that's my the backup plan, or not the backup plan, but the end game. So I could build as many assets as I can while using the UFC platform. And because who doesn't want to work with a UFC fighter? Who doesn't want to sponsor? Who doesn't want to start anything with you? People like being around fighters. So once I'm done with MMA, then that I'll just basically be, you know, like my one of my bosses said, how would you like it if you're going to sleep while you're still making money? And then that for me just clicked. Like, damn, that's so true.
Right. You in real estate's a hot commodity right now. Houses are flying up. They're just going up and up and up. A $200,000 house has become a $400,000 house.
And it sucks because like a lot of people that are in the UFC that they're broke, they don't use their star power to create this, so they won't be financially struggling. So all the people that complain about the UFC is because that's their only source of income. You need to make multiple sources of income. Look at Paddy Pimblett. He just signed a Barstool, $1 million Barstool.
I saw
$1 million Barstool, whatever. He signed with them, and he's making way more than whatever the UFC pays him. So, like, I for the people that are in the UFC that complain about pay, use your star power, bro.
Well, it's funny about Pimblett is after he won his last fight and running around like a nut and eating pizza, he stacked the money then. And that girl, Molly
McCann.
Yeah, but that whack she did, whew, that girl was out. That was just disgusting.
Yeah. That was a nasty knockout, especially in the girls division. Like even Joanna too. Is that spinning stuff, you know, you if you keep it basic, if you're using the basics and then you throw in the spinning stuff every now and then, you're gonna catch someone because you're just sticking to the game plan. You're being basic. You're being so you're creating this pattern where the other fighter doesn't see it. So you probably see it. You just haven't hit it. You don't want to hit it yet, and then perfect timing. Bam.
Yeah, you're you yourself already, and they don't know what's coming. It's that split second that they don't know, and then that comes, and that was crazy.
So and it's crazy because, you know, a lot of people don't see, even MMA fighters, they don't see that, and I feel like it's because they don't have a good coach to teach them the IQ of the fight. You know, they just go off of reaction. There's a lot of fighters that go off of reaction, and instead of game planning, you know, sticking to the game plan, they're just reacting to everything. And the high levels, you need a game plan, man. You just need a game plan.
Definitely so. So Roberto, I want to thank you for coming on the show, man. I know you're a busy dad and you're a busy fighter, busy husband, busy on the move type of guy. So I thank you for coming on. And so do you have an official date for your next fight, or is that TBD right now?
September 23rd. September 23rd. I'm coming back San Diego for Cage Warriors, and it's go time. There's a Greenlight, and I don't have the name yet, but I feel bad for him because I'm trying to get the hat trick, first round finish.
Is that UFC Fight Pass at all?
Yeah, UFC Fight Pass. For UFC Fight Pass, for the people who don't know. This time I'll probably be in the main card. I've been on the prelims, but you know, I've been proving myself. So the main card, yes.
Awesome, man. Well, again, Roberto, thank you very much. And we'll try to have you back again, probably after your next fight, if you're free.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Shout out for being a good guest and good dad like me. Well, I'm part-time good dad.
Yeah. As long as you're there, as long as you know you're still putting in that quality time.
Oh, absolutely. Me and my wife are a good team. So,
amen.
But again, Roberto, thank you, and everybody. This is MattieC Sports, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you so much. You guys have a good one. God bless, and
Thank you.
Thanks for watching MattieC Sports for you and me. Make sure to follow Matty Cameron on Twitter at MattCameron23, or follow him on Instagram at MattieC23, or subscribe to his YouTube channel, MattieC Sports for you and me. Once again, thanks for watching.